Alright guys, what's good? Welcome back to my channel. Right now I'm actually sitting outside of an abandoned psychiatric center. It's a pretty rainy day, but I kind of like that. Let's just get right on into it. I'm going to take you inside the main hospital. Alright guys, we just made our way inside. I have my boyfriend Sonny here with me. And yeah, we're gonna start on this floor. This was all wards for the patients that would stay here. So most of these were patient rooms. I'm sure a few of them had other purposes, not really exactly sure. And pretty cool elevator. I know some of you guys were bugged out when I went inside the other one. Looks like there's some weird stuff growing inside, so I'm probably not gonna go in this time. Anyways, I'm gonna keep on wandering down, show you what else is left inside here. So as you guys can probably notice, it's pretty heavily vandalized in here. A lot of spots will eventually get to this level, and people will just put all kinds of things in here. Like, I don't even know what that is. Like you see, some of these rooms are pretty empty. A lot of the patient wards are, so I'm probably gonna beeline through some of this so I can get to the cool stuff. And speaking of cool stuff, we got a really beat up vending machine. I believe it's all for sodas, refreshment and change from your dollar bill. I think all that there you can tell is Welsh grape juice or grape soda, who knows. But yeah, I think this is really cool. I'm sure once upon a time it looked way cooler. But it's the little details. Let's see, I forget how much actually. I think it said somewhere at one point how much it was. It was something ridiculous, like a few cents for a drink, but it's super dusty. But anyways, y'all get the point. So Sonny did me a solid and did some dusting, and we got 70 cents for a soda. That sounds pretty good to me. I think this might have been like a old like medicine cabinet. A lot of these here would have like really like under lock and key type storage systems and units. There's not really much left anymore. I think there's actually like a few of like the swab sample things to collect samples and maybe test certain fluids. That's about it. Still really cool, even though it's kind of beat up. Some other pretty random pieces. These look like they belong to the kitchen. They help when you want to clean the cups and the plates. You put them on this rack and you'll run them through a steamer machine. Probably pulled together from other parts in this hospital. It seems like everything is all out of place here. So that's what you get when a place is really, I guess by some terms, roached out. But anyway, let's keep on going. We're gonna make our way down this hall. Let's see what's left. Found a pretty cool room to show y'all. It's tubby. So this is like, ooh, let me try not to get wet. Older hydrotherapy tub. You can see all of the knobs, dials. Nothing much interesting in there, a little grimy, as to be expected. Pretty dope. This area also doubled as a bathroom, so we got a few really beat up toilets. There's always usually some sort of newspaper lying around, it seems like, in these buildings, and this one's from '98. So you can tell this has been sitting here for quite a while. Someone really did a number on these doors. Anyways, we're gonna make it our way down yet another hallway and then probably hop upstairs and see how that goes. Found something else here. It looks like what I would imagine are employee or maybe patient designated cubbies. So that's kind of cool. And we just found the other tubby. This one's cool because it has the curtain still. You can actually see the divider bits on top. Not sure if this was also a bathroom too. This kind of looks like it. But yeah, here's another one. Other knobs and things. some random grime inside. And then the other bathroom stalls as well. And there's a single student's desk in here. Kinda weird. All right, guys, we're gonna make our way upstairs. Let's see what else we can find. All right, guys, we're upstairs now. And this was supposedly where the children were kept. I cannot 100% confirm that. But people report hearing a lot of children laughing up here and just some weird stuff, weird feelings. I've always particularly felt weird in here too. There's just a heaviness that's really, really hard to explain, that you just know isn't normal. A lot of these rooms are a bit empty as well, like I said, for downstairs too. But there's a few little cool things, so I'll hop into some of those rooms and show you. Got a few other random things in here, like this tub. Might seem pretty simple, but I know Sonny's had some really weird experiences in here, doing spirit box sessions. So obviously check out his channel if you want to see more on that and all of his ghost adventures. And I'm just gonna kind of beeline my way down this hall a bit and show y'all some real cool things. There's a surgical room in here. I believe there's 2 suites. So I'm just gonna hop right into that. All right, guys, now this was the room I wanted to show y'all. This is the first surgical suite. You can see that there's this drain in the floor. It might have been sealed up at one point, but it's there. And they have this big, bright, what would usually be an LED panel, so they could see really clearly that when they were doing procedures. I'm gonna hop over to the other one now. All right, so here's the neighboring other surgical suite, and as again, you can see big panels for LED lights so that they could see really clearly. Plus, they usually like to use natural lighting as well. Not too much else left in here, but it takes a little bit of imagination to really paint this room like how it was in the past, but I think it's pretty dope. And at first glance here, this wouldn't look like anything too crazy, but this is actually an autoclave. And if you guys don't know what an autoclave is, they would pop any medical instruments in here, such as like, you know, scalpels, after surgery, and they would put it in here and heat it up to really, really high temperatures and make sure that it was sterilized and free of bacteria so that they could use it again for other procedures. So kind of makes it a little bit more interesting when you look at this, knowing that. All right, guys, we're gonna make our way back downstairs. There's a kind of like lower level basement type area, and there's a lot of cool shit down there. So let's go into the darkness. All right, guys, this is a pretty cool find in here, and I've always enjoyed seeing these. This is a bunch of old dental equipment. There's a few others I'll show in a bit. I think this piece here was for some electrical attachments. And here was the bowl that they could use to rinse out patients' mouths after the fact. And I don't want to get too close to this because there are cave crickets, and when a lot of them start to jump, it'll be chaos and bugs will be all over me, basically. But this was for like teeth molds, and they would be hung up here. I think back in the day there used to still be a lot left, but of course over time people take things change, so yeah, this is what's left, but I think it's pretty dope. Anyways, I'll go and show you all the other two. Something else you'll notice here is that it looks like there's like really tattered up clothes all over the floor. Like right there's a shirt, and a lot of these things you can see like the scrunched up waistband that makes you kind of realize, oh, these are pants, weird. And there's another one here, really tattered up. I don't know if you can see that, but extremely distressed. For any wannabe hipsters, free pair of pants on this bando, come and get it. And here are the other two dental units. Some are a little more intact, like I said, than others, but it's kind of cool that this is still here after all this time. Another spooky elevator shaft. This is the very bottom, so if you do fall, this is where you're gonna end up. It's kind of gross. There's a bunch of water, and of course people love to throw all kinds of crap in there. So like I said, watch where you go in these places because it is dangerous and you gotta keep an eye out. All right guys, so we saved the best part of any hospital for last because of course, why not? So we are now making our way towards the morgue. It's a little flooded in here. It's gonna be a little grimy. So this is our first stop. It's not something you'd easily recognize, but this is actually where autopsies took place here. This would be the base, and there would be an autopsy table laying across here with patients getting, you know, cut open, maybe examined to determine cause of death. Doesn't, like I said, doesn't really look like much, but when you think about it like that, it is very, very eerie in here. All right, guys, here it is. This is the morgue. There used to be body trays here, which were the actual components that would go here and roll in and out, but over time, like I said, things happen. But you can still see the cooling pipes, so that's what kept this at very low temperatures, and it's very strange to think about, but dead patients would lay here. A lot of people over time were in these spaces, so it does make you think a lot about, you know, your own mortality and life and all these kinds of existential questions, but it is something that is also very fascinating to see. All right, and the last thing I wanted to show you guys really quick before we head out is the lab. So this would be where they would, like I said, maybe analyze samples or maybe post-mortem if they needed to investigate a cause of death. They might conduct some experiments here, things like that. There's a few like cabinets, which I know is debated whether or not brains were kept in here in jars to study the specimens by the doctors here. Just a very eerie space. Anyways, I think we're about to duck out, so I'll catch y'all on the flip side. All right, guys, so we were about to leave. We hopped into a different building because there's actually multiple buildings on this complex, and I wanted to show y'all all the cool left behind stretchers and like medical tables in here. I just thought it was super dope, and I figured you guys would appreciate it. So, some examination tables. Of course, a lot of them are gonna be vandalized, but they're still cool to me. Here's another one. It would be used probably to transport patients. Definitely, again, seen better days, but very, very fascinating. All right, let's head on out of here. All right, guys, that's gonna be it for this explore. I hope you enjoyed it. Feel free to comment, like, and subscribe if you did, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.